Hey everyone, it's me, and today is Monday, and I'm so excited because yesterday I posted a little meme type thing on Instagram, and I had so many good responses to this, just interesting responses, things. I'm always looking for inspiration to talk to you guys about the things that are going on inside of me and my crazy head, and the things that have really changed my life. Right there with carnivore, I want to do a video on that soon. I've just even gone deeper into how that has changed my world. So we'll talk about that. I have never really been someone who didn't get along with people, or I always had respect for people that I should, like work or anything like that. So I've never really had any issues, but you do not have to have major issues to learn more and more and more about yourself. The more you learn about yourself, the better it enhances every relationship you are in, every interaction, your job. It's helped me with YouTube. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the power that we have. Okay, so let me just read this and then we'll go from there. Nothing outside of you has power over you. You decide how you think, how you feel, and how you do things in your life. Take full ownership and become free. This is so profound, and so many of you got it. You felt it too. And then I had one of you ask me this: will you talk about this more? I totally agree, but my husband just did something really annoying and it made me frustrated and crabby. And I thought to myself, I can control my emotions. He can't, but I just need a pep talk about this. And then I answered her back. I told her I would love to. She said, I absolutely believe in standing and saying how I feel, and I hate feeling being walked all over. My husband is very fair and very nice, of course, but I get angry and he does certain things and I really need to learn how to control it on my end. You seem to be really good at that. Believe me, I have not always been good at that. I have not. I have had to learn through many, many mistakes, and I have just even gotten better and better about this. Some things I might do the same, but now I understand why it works and how it empowers me. So that's the first thing that I kind of wanted to talk about. I might end up doing this today and on Wednesday because I have, you guys, so many notes here of things that I want to talk to you about. If you want to make your life better and better, like you should, and if there's anyone out there that thinks they couldn't improve on something or something couldn't be better with their interactions with others, it's just you're not living your full potential. I mean, I used to hear people talk about things like this and think, I don't have any issues. You don't have to have bad issues to make a good thing even better. And that's how I feel like I've done so much more with my life that I never even thought was possible, or I never even imagined. Today, I think I'm just going to kind of talk about John and I. We have been married, let's see, 23 years in February, and we have a really good marriage. I have to say, I am so blessed. Every day when I write down things I'm grateful for, he is right under God. I mean, I am just so thankful for him and our marriage. Now, is it easy? You know, I hear people say marriage is hard, it's hard work, and I have just never really felt like that with him or us. And we are so different, you guys. We think so differently, it is just comical. The way we talk about things, the way we wake up and think about the day. He is very literal, blunt. He does not really, I don't know if he's really worried about changing his life or changing his attitude. He is very confident in who he is. And I wouldn't say that he's not open to discussions, and he is considerate of my feelings. I'm trying to say he's not like a mushy guy that I can say, you need to do this, this, and this, and he's just going to accept it. So we have both had to learn how to communicate and, you know, be more considerate. And luckily, I think because our paradigm, which is something I would love to talk about further in another video, because I did not understand what that really meant. But because we were brought up very similarly and we just naturally think alike when it comes to like raising our children, when it comes to religion, when it comes to responsibility, you know, our basics, our core basics are there. That does not mean we do not have little teeny arguments that could very, very, very easily turn into 2-3 day affairs. And that's probably what would have happened had I not learned from past mistakes, relationships, and through learning about myself. This is what I want to say, and I've wanted to say this for so long because it's one of the things that I have noticed the most is where your true power lies. It is within yourself. And I don't mean just not only how you control your actions, even how you interpret things and how you use things for your future life and your future days. It is so powerful. And when you truly recognize it, it is so much fun to interact with people because you realize this superpower that you have. It is just, it's amazing. It really is. So let's go to an example. We just had a little, you know, probably a 20-minute little back and forth discussion the other day. And I'll tell you how we handle it and how we got through it within, not really, it never even escalated, but it was squashed over completely by the end of the day. Okay, I was leaving. He was in his study, and looking back, I can see that he was not in the best of moods when he woke up that morning. But I had been busy taking Will to school and everything, so I had not really had a good conversation with him. But when I looked back, I could tell maybe his body language and just what he had said and not said, you know, that he was not having the best morning, that maybe something was on his mind. So when I went to go say bye to him, he said something, I said something, and he reacted, you know, more than I thought he should have. I could have, and this is what a lot of people think. They think that their power lies in their response. I can't help but relate to YouTube because a lot of my social interactions are on YouTube. And with John, with my children, with people out in society. So that is what I'm going to tell you about. With him and with everyone, a lot of people think their power lies in their response. I told him exactly what I felt, or I told her this. I told her, you know, like say if somebody leaves me a negative comment and I'm not putting up with that, you know, and you think in your head, I'm not going to be walked all over. I'm going to respond. And people mistake that for their power. I was always uneasy about that situation. I didn't know how I should react. I knew it didn't feel good to me to react that way, like in a comment. And even with John, it might be a momentary, you know, like fight or flight. You know what I mean? It's like, it feels good in the moment. But you have to think about your future. You have to think about the moments that follow that, the consequences. They have to deal with discipline, or you have to deal with regret or deal with the consequences. And that's what life is. It's just decisions and consequences. It all comes down to that. A lot of people, and I probably have too, or I've wrestled with this, is the power in how you respond. you know, you can just break them down like a wet box. You know, you just put them in their place. I know with me, that never really sits well with me because it's not really who I am and it's not really what I want. What I really want is peace, harmony. I want to glide through my day being a blessing to others. I want people to want to see me. I want people to feel good around me, and I want peace everywhere in my life, in this world. So you have to keep that in mind. What do you truly want? Because if you are very reactive, it's not going to lead to more peace. It's going to lead, like I've said before, when I see a negative comment, I think to myself, do I ever want to hear from this person again? And usually it's a no. So why would I respond? It doesn't have to go any further. But that's something I have to understand on that person's end. You know, I have to think about what are they going through and what is inside of them. And that's something else we can talk about. That's a whole different discussion that I have really gone deep, deep, deep into because the whole YouTube thing has just been so bizarre to me. Like kind of like I said with Real Housewives or the reality and just social media, it's just not natural to me to just speak your mind. Not everyone needs to hear everything you're thinking. And that has been just really something to me. I'm dealing with that. When John and I got into that back and forth, something I have gotten good at is basically just stopping. I'll just stop and just stop reacting. And, you know, he'll even do stuff like, just forget it, you know, or I just won't ever tell you anything like that again. Or you know what I mean? Kind of like those provocative things. And that would really make me mad. But I've even learned to get better about those. And I don't think, you know, no response at all or completely ignoring someone, that is a response. So I don't think that that's the thing to do. I think the best thing to do in my case and in our case is to not react. When I do react, I try to be calm. I try to say, I'm sorry. I take a minute to reflect. Is what he is saying right? Does he have merit in what he is saying? And if he does, even if it hurts my feelings, hurts my pride, calls me out, I try to suck it up and kind of extinguish the situation as the best that I can. And then I try to really reflect on that and think about it and, you know, see his point of view. And even if I can't end that right then, I try to go and reflect on it. And that is what I did the other day. He said something, I said something, and then he really just reacted so strongly. It almost was funny because I didn't even mean anything by what I said. But when I thought about it, I thought that I could tell he already was worried about something. Then I can see how I put him on the defensive. I kind of called him out on something. And I knew that my best power for what I want out of life was to not say anything, to make him feel better in the moment, to go reflect on it. I ended up sending him a text, you know, just thinking of you or something like that later on in the day. And then when I got home that afternoon, he was in the garage working on something, and I went straight over to him and I hugged him and kissed him and told him I loved him. And he said, you know, what was that for? And I said, I just do. Later on, he brought it up to me in a nice, calm way. It's like we both knew it was still there, but you don't have to just constantly bring it up. It will come back up. And then later on that night, he said something. I explained to him, really, John, it's not a big deal. I understand what you mean, and I probably shouldn't have said that. I just wasn't thinking, and it's really not a big deal. Who cares? And it was over. So just think back to that situation. If I had want to express my power and I tell him off, what's that going to do? It's going to put him even more on the defensive. And it could be an argument that is just spread out the whole day. So I really feel like to be powerful is to work towards the goal that you want. If the goal that you want is peace, a good marriage, harmony in your household, you don't want your children seeing you argue over something so, just not even worth arguing over, that is where the power lies, is to not let it escalate and also be present in that situation and don't bring things that happened in the past. That's why they tell you never to say you always or you never. Try to deal with the situation at hand. Don't think about what they've done in the past or what you have issues with. Don't think about the future. If I act this way, he's going to think he can talk to me this way in the future. Deal with the situation at hand and try to think about your day, your life, your marriage, things that are important. Winning that little battle at that moment is not winning, because then you have things to deal with. You have uneasiness to deal with in the future. And it's just not the most powerful thing to do. Now, it's going to be different with different people. Of course, it's going to be different with your family. We all have people in our families that maybe say something that hurts our feelings. We have people that we come in contact with when we're getting our Diet Coke at McDonald's or Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, you never have an issue, but at McDonald's, sometimes you can have an issue. And I'll have to tell you a funny story about that later when we talk about just maybe people in public and, where your true power and your kindness lies in that. It's just become so rewarding to decide how my life is going to be. And once you decide that, you make those decisions from there. And if I'm going to have a level up, getting better, every day is better than the day before life, that means I want peace. I want time to do the things that are important. I want more hugs, more kisses, more good times. And you got to think, all that time you spend arguing with somebody, you could have been spending it doing something to even better your life or better your relationship. You guys, I'm so sorry about all the construction noise. You know how it is. It's everywhere here. The main thing is think about the situation, think about the person, and try to be empathetic and think about what they're going through, whether it's right or wrong, whether they have a real valid reason to be in a bad mood or not. Just take that into consideration. Then think about your control, your power. And when I talk about power, I don't mean like force, like when you force someone to shut up or you break them down and you force them to leave the room upset. That's not true power. True power is being in control of yourself and your emotions and your day and your life and your direction. That is where the true power lies. And it doesn't have to be forceful. It doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be rude. It isn't something you have to tell somebody or, I told her this or I told him that. That is really coming from a different place. It's not coming from confidence, and it's not coming from a true, peaceful source, in my opinion. I know with me. To me, that is coming from a hurt place. That is coming from just something that's not settled within myself. And I have done it. I will still do it. But at least now when I reflect back on it, I will know, you can even things like interactions I have with people when I'm out, I've really tried not to complain and to like commiserate with people. Like even when I did that video and I complained about the parents at the drop-off, I wanted to cut that out, but there was something within that I couldn't cut out of the video. And then I wanted to put an annotation. Sorry, I complained about that, but I didn't want to be whiny. So I'm really trying to not even complain with people. Why even entertain negative things? If you can't do something about it, there's never any reason to complain. If they can't help you or it's something you can't work on with someone, there's no real reason to complain about it. It just it magnifies the situation. So I'm really working on that. And I am interested in magnifying the good, magnifying the positive, controlling anything negative. And if there's any way a situation comes about and it ends up being negative, the way you can turn it into something positive is by learning from it. So that's what I've been trying to do. So let's wrap this up by going back to what she said when her husband said something rude. Okay, she said that he's usually kind to her and he is usually a good husband, but it really made her mad and she didn't want to feel walked over. Well, the first thing to do is, was there any truth in it? Which I'm not sure about that. Think about where he is coming from. Has he had a bad day? Is he in a bad mood? Just even if it's right or wrong, try to understand that. And then think to yourself, I want to have a good Sunday. I am not going to react to that. I am going to have full control over how I feel today, and I'm going to have full control over how this day goes and my mood, and I'm not going to react to that. Now, there will be people that don't like it when you don't react, so they will keep on, and just do your best. Do your best to, even if it means chumping yourself out just a little bit. Think about it. I'm going to chump myself out just a little bit and not really take up for myself right here, but this is what I'm going to win. I'm going to win no fighting. I'm going to win a peaceful day. I'm going to win a good marriage. I'm going to win a good afternoon. I'm going to control this situation the way I want to. And if he wants to feel like he won or he got one over on me, just let him think that, because it only makes it real if that's how you feel. So a lot of times I will do that. I understand, and I really try. I really do try, and it really helps. It really does. I hope that you found some of this helpful. If you are sitting there thinking that this is BS and that you should, go off on somebody, I'm not letting anyone talk to me, really think about it. Really think about the consequences that you deal with days later, the consequences that you deal with, and think about the person that you want to be. I don't want to be the person that puts everybody in their place. I don't want to be the person who tells people how it is. I don't want to be the person who breaks people down so that they know who they are and they know who I am. I want to be the person who is fun or pleasant to be around. I want to be the person who has good thoughts in my head, who has time to improve their lives, who has a happy feeling with their children. That's who I want to be. To me, that is powerful. I actually, oh my goodness, I didn't even bring my shoes up here. I'll show you the shoes I was wearing. I'm wearing my Uggs. I don't know what shoes I'll end up putting on. I did a blowout in my Havaianas. One of my sides popped up, happened on my wedges and my flat ones. So I haven't been wearing those. I've actually been wearing these Uggs. I'll probably put the black ones on. And I might even, the whole shearling thing is in style now and popular. So I might end up getting some nice shoes like that or something. Let me zoom you back out. Okay, now I hope you really don't need to see this whole outfit. I know you can see it in the mirror. And these jeans are ones that I got from Boston Proper. And I've never really ordered a lot of stuff there, but they offered to send me a few things just to feature on my Instagram, and I ended up really liking these. They're like an ivory white type color. Wanted to let you see. A lot of people like to see the pockets in the back. And they're just stretchy, and I like the fact that they have this raw hem. So if you wanted them shorter, you could just cut them off, and then it'll just roll up and be a raw hem for whatever length you want. Because they're stretchy, I thought, okay, I'm going to wash and dry these. I mean, I washed them and I dried them all the way. So when I put them on this morning, I was delighted to see that they did not shrink, and you know, the little hem had rolled up nicely. And so if you are wanting a pair of jeans like this, I think this color jeans is it's one of those things, it's almost like an ingredient that you get to put in your kitchen cabinets. It might not be something that you use all the time, but like when you're on Instagram or you're on Pinterest, a lot of times I'll see an outfit that has jeans this color, and it's good to have them just to pull out. Remember when we did the t-shirt cutting down by the docks? This is that t-shirt. And I like it so much better with the sleeves cut, because the sleeves were kind of long and boxy, and it just wasn't like my vibe. It wasn't feminine enough. And you know how I feel about Bridget. My Lone Wolf ring, one of my all-time favorites, right there with my Hear Me Roar. Nail polish, I had my nails and my toes done in this color. I will put it down below. It's an OPI color, and it's very similar to the Chanel Brune, Rouge Brune. And then my Chanel J12 watch. And anything else? Oh, my earrings. Loving my little Huggies. And then this is another little pair of earrings from Dean. Let me zoom you in. This is actually one of those lip combos from, I can't remember her name now. It was somebody I'd never ordered from before. I used her lip liner and her lipstick, so I'll put that down below too. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so excited. I hope that this video goes well and that we can talk about this a little bit further on Wednesday, because I really want to talk to you about people like today. I tried to focus mainly on like your husband, but Wednesday I want to focus on I don't have many Uber drivers, but I know a lot of you do, Uber drivers. Let me think about people that can be rude to me. McDonald's, definitely, but and it's only one McDonald's. My other McDonald's, I love every single girl there. Love them. But I have another McDonald's. I have two more McDonald's that I'll go to, no matter, depending on where I am in town. And I'll get into my McDonald's story. And then, oh, you know, the dry cleaners, the grocery store. Where else do I deal? I'm thinking I had a big moment one time at Dillard's with a manager. Maybe we'll go into that. And when I looked back, I wasn't crazy about how I acted. It's not that I don't think I was right, but I didn't feel good about it. You know what I mean? And so to me, that I didn't win. I didn't win if I don't feel good about what I do. So thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.